Shit, I should probably check how long I've been gone for. It's been a while. Let me just quick look over. Fucking 30th of last year. Oh, shit. Maybe I should just roll the intro and... Hold on, stop. This isn't good enough. I need to get something else. I've been gone for over half of a year. I should be having something new. Maybe something like this. Now personally, I think that one turned out much better but without further ado, hello my friends and my family of the Bashful Universe and welcome back to my channel. And before we get into this video, I think I should tell you what we're doing. So today we're going to be going over a slight gist of what happened in the SMP after I stopped playing for a while. So I'm sorry that we didn't do anything with it, but this will be a video basically just going through everything, and it's like a time, not really a time lapse, but it's a quick little video type thing where it's basically where I'm gonna go through each and everything, each area with, and go through details about it and what each thing did. So hope you enjoy the video. Okay, just as a starting, now that we're starting off this video, this is of course, as you can tell, the Nether, so it's a very boring spot. We really didn't do much in the Nether, outside of a humongous wall with tie on it, but that's besides the point. Basically I'm just gonna let this thing roll, because there's nothing I really have to talk about here, so I'll just let the music play. Okay, now we are in the next section, which is the GTR, and this looks, as you can tell, we're in like the train section. This is our train station, the GTR train station, so as we come out, we're going to fly on out and take a good look around on the streets area. First building we're going to check out is right in front of the camera, was. Either way, it's a kelp factory, which we're going to check out in like 2 seconds, so as we fly on in, we're going to take a look at this kelp factory, which is apparently called the Misfits HQ. But as you can tell, we have Skylar built this, so he's got the kelp industry in check here. So next building we're going to go check out is the police station, which I think he did a phenomenal job on. And if people know me, I like to build stuff in Minecraft, so all this stuff that he's building here is actually really cool looking, so I give him props. It looks good. He's got a really good police station. So, yeah, we just take a quick look at that, and then we're gonna hop out and go to the emergency room or hospital. Basically, is what it is. So, it's nothing super exciting, but it's still, it's not even fully furnished, so it was never finished when we were, there's a lot of buildings in here that aren't finished, so I basically either skip them or do small things on them. But yeah, we're going towards the operation rooms now, and then the next thing we're going to do is head on over to the housing district. His housing district looks phenomenal. He had a couple people helping him build. He also used a lot of tutorials. Not to be rude, but he did. I think they came out really good. Especially the mansion over to the left here. It definitely looks really nice. Take a quick look at the signs for no apparent reason, but moving on, we're gonna go on over to the fire station. Just take a nice stroll through the streets. That look, again, really good. He meant to have like horses going through here instead of like cars and stuff, because we can't really do cars. We'll get to that statue in a second. Yeah, we check out. He made a pretty good working siren that I just didn't turn on. It's really fucking loud and annoying. Now we're gonna head up onto the statue, which is, I believe, what his character was. Well, President Slendy, basically. Don't judge me, Skylar, if you're watching this video. I know that I'm getting these things wrong, but I don't care. We're gonna move past this to the next statue, which is fuck, I can't remember his name, but it was something Torrento. He was the original creator of his nation, so that's all that matters. Next, we're gonna go to the execution station, which really is quite bland, but I tried my best to help out with it. And then we're gonna go check out the bank section, which is this black building here, which used to be his mansion before he blew it up, but who's to judge? But we're gonna check out the bank just a tiny bit. There's a conference room, and then the next floor up is where his bank is, which pretty cool. Never used it, but it was pretty cool. He's always been good with redstone, so all this stuff that he did with this, like the vault and all that, again, never used it, but it's cool to check out. Then we're gonna go check out his White House, as I like to call it, but it's his mansion. It's where the president stays, so you can understand why it's the fucking White House. But it's pretty cool. Definitely used a lot of really good structure design. I really like the design of it. He did a really good job on it, like all his builds, pretty much. Then we're gonna head back into the city here in a sec to check out the the Militia Building, and then the Journalist Building, and then the 2 museums that he built. So yeah, now we're at the Militia Building. Not much exciting happening. It's really just it's a stone building with a lot of rooms that I never checked out, and a little parkour building, but it's pretty cool. I'm saying pretty cool way too much, but moving on to the Journalist Building, where he made his when we did play, it was usually like a weekly, daily, or whatever it was. It was a newspaper, basically. He made newspapers of history that was going on in the server at that time, which I have a couple copies. Now we're gonna move on to the Manberg, and GTR Museum, which is basically just his history of his nation, and all of our heads are in there, just with all our names of people that are that have been in the server at one point or another. Most of them aren't here anymore, but there's been a few heads. There's a few of them. His family heads, of course. Made up family, but still pretty cool. We got the torch of one of his earlier statues from this one, and then the crown from the original Manberg that was in the first series, which I know is no longer uploaded anymore. I've privated all those videos, but moving on, we're going to go through the history of everything, pretty much the entire server, but if you want a more in-depth walkthrough of everything, I can do a live stream, just like down below, and I can do that for you, but I'm not going to, I didn't really feel like going through every single bit of history that's been in this server so far. But basically just going to move through the building and look through everything, but different conflicts that happened, and joining of alliances, death. Always been fun with the death. We always have a good time with that. But yeah, now we're at the end of it. He didn't finish the history museum, so I just checked this because I didn't know if there was anything there, so it just looked a little odd. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the museum, and then we got the one of his first building, a couple of his first few buildings that he actually created here, and my embassy, which I was allowed to build here in that small little section. So we're basically coming pretty close to the end of what's happening in the GT with this part of the nation. Yeah, we're just gonna go check out the his passport area where you can check, where you get checked into the nation, which is definitely pretty cool. There's another part underground that I will show you afterwards in a little bit, so just stay tuned for that part, and see you in the next part. Now we're on to the national prison of the Minecraft SMP. So we're now coming up to the entrance, so, and this is usually blocked, there's usually a hole in the wall, hole in the ground there where there's usually lava and stuff like that. I had it closed just for visitors' sake. Can't really read the signs, but it's basically stuff for the, it's just a quote he put out on signs. We're going to pass the archery area where I was able to test out my crossbow skills. We have our execution area. Everyone bad lines up on the red, and you know, blue is your guards that shoot them. But then we have our prison, which he made pretty hard to escape, honestly, because you got the guardians that are giving you mining fatigue, and you've got the lava and everything. So, and you also really don't have access to anything that you can get because you're killed and have all that stuff. So it's a pretty good prison. So there's really no way out of the prison, at least not that we can get out of. There's probably ways for a professional to get out, but he's got like an alarm system for if you somehow break down under the cell block. He has a more higher security area farther away, but now we're going to pass over to his training grounds, or his testing grounds, and his military base type stuff, where we figured out how to do some pretty cool TNT stuff, and he was building himself a base, pretty much. These two little circles are testing areas where I found a way that we could have completely dark rooms where, like, as you can see, you can't tell the difference where the walls are. I was spinning around in there, but you can't actually tell the difference because of all the paintings and shit. Same thing goes with the white room. It's a pretty fun section. And that basically brings it to a close on this. We're just gonna quickly fly back over, and we're gonna go back to the railroad. Okay, next up we're going to go over to Eddie's area. Well, actually, no, not Eddie's area. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. We're going to Sprockland. I'm pretty sure that's how... it's been a while since I've played on here, so... Skylar, don't kill me if I spelled it wrong, and don't kill me if I said it wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was Sprockland. So, moving on, we're going to take this little railroad. One of the very few times you'll see me take a railroad in this video, so... might as well use one of them. They take you pretty much everywhere. There's a train station that takes you literally everywhere in this world, so I don't care. We're just gonna take this one. It's a longer one. It takes a while to get there, but Sprockland's not that big anyways. It's basically just a little village that he built underground under this one house in the middle of nowhere. But it's fun. It was cool. We're coming up to the end now, and we're gonna get out and take a quick jaunt around. Yeah, I know I broke a rail, but I couldn't fix it, so I just left it broken. I tried. Moving on. Gonna get into spectator again. And we're gonna fly around and I'll show you what we got. He's got farms around here, but there's no real reason to show you everything. You can see the farm off and up there anyway, so. But it kind of reminds me of a mine shaft is what he basically built. But it's really well made, and the house is nice. It's just got a little wall. I don't know what happened. My screen was broken, but don't mind this. It's just my recording was screwed up. Okay, we're going to quickly just move on, and we're gonna head on to the catacombs after this, which is the underground, which is basically all underneath the GTR, his main city. So we're gonna quickly pop on over there. We're just gonna fly back to the doorway and be back at the catacombs area. Okay, now that we're at the catacombs, it usually was a lot darker because there's a pressure plate that you can usually hit. I'm sorry for hitting my mic, but you usually hit a pressure plate, and it's usually very dark in here, and there's usually spiders and shit. We both worked on it for a while. There's little secrets here and there, but the main part is to get to the middle of it, which is a huge hole, which eventually goes down to like what we wanted to create as a Satanism type thing for no real reason, but it was cool. But that's about it. Okay, now we are on to Orbiston. We're gonna take a quick fly over here. It's the spruce little village here that he found, and they basically made it all nice and turned it really good. Skylar built him an awesome airship. We got the leather factory over here. I didn't actually fly in there just because there's really no reason. There's the governor's house. Is this really big, tall? It's basically his area is kind of steampunk. I really like it. It's really cool. It's like a quick fly through here, and then we're gonna head out of here to Roosterman or Warren's area, wherever you want. Roosterman. It's both of them. Either way, we're going to quickly fly over here past Dragon's Keep. Can't remember what the name of it is, but that's who lives here. Still under the jurisdiction of the GTR. She's got massive farm, along with like a potato area and a couple buildings, storage systems, horses, things that weren't finished. All that. Like that's the potato farm, but moving on. We're now at Warren's area. This is God, I can't remember who lives there, but there's all of Cameron's or Roosterman's sugar cane and his farms, his buildings with his horse and stuff like that. Being Snoopy, basically, just snooping around, looking at all his stuff. There were a bunch of villagers down here, but they despawned over time after we... And then this is a joke room we made. In just one video, for some reason we put a bunch of my head everywhere, so... Now we're gonna go past that house on the hill to a small little house that I built for no real reason. I think it was tried to being a secret, or it was like Tammy's house at one point. But it's pretty incognito, and now we're going to just quickly go back through, and this is a resort that Skylar made. It was originally AJ's house, which she was in the server for a good bit, and built that big wooden house over there, but then we're going to Like there was but now he added on the pandas, the fish aquarium. She built the statue of, yeah, don't remember. Yeah, Darling. Yeah, sorry, never watched that one. So she built that, and then the house over here was built by Skylar, and we have a small secret in it, a secret little base that we put together, which is right here. Try to keep it a secret from her, but that's all we got for this section. Moving on to the next section. Okay, and we are officially to my favorite section of this world. No offense to everyone else in the server, but we are going into Bashtopia. Oh, it's good to go through here. It really is. I really do like how it came out. So basically, I built up these walls and made the bridge look all cool, going over the village that I created from the bottom up. None of this was here. I built this village from scratch. We flew through my house there. That was originally my house. That was the house I started on. Don't look over to the right. That we'll get there in a sec. But yeah, this is basically my starter house. It was just a big cliff house. There's a floor up as well, and our farm is down below. And then we're going to take a quick look at my original Capitol building, which was originally hidden from everyone except for Skylar. And now we're going to actually go take a look at the capital city after we are done here. The capital city of Obaset. You can see the railroad that goes straight to it there. This was also AJ's house at one point. But yeah, we're going to just take a quick ride to Obaset. Okay. This is my passport checking area where I usually check your passports on coming in. There's usually there was meant to be another wall. I just haven't finished it yet. I never finished it, but I have these huge walls that are around my capital city, at least on one side. But this is the main hub area where there's above water, and then underwater is where the most of everything is. I got all these beacons that give you a lot of different effects. That was meant to be a casino / hotel. I never finished it, but it was meant to be a seriously big building. But we're gonna head on into the capital city where those little podiums show like the laws of this area. This is basically the main setup area. There's a fountain here. There's like a little lounge area, and basically you're allowed to go through all these towers and things like that. All these underwater towers and corridors that take you from one side of the city to the other. We're going to quickly go on over to the Capitol building, which is to my left. Which is a conference building underwater. And there's a stained glass window at the front, which is just which is not my state's logo, basically, my nation's logo. And then we're going to go down deeper into the ocean to a bar, which is the BT Dagger, which is a sunken ship that I created and just took out all the water. And yeah, but this was meant to be the casino, and I'm really sad I wasn't able to finish it, but it was meant to be much, much taller than this and have a lot more in it. I just sadly was not able to do anything with it. I only got so far before I stopped playing Minecraft for a bit. And we got another long corridor that's going to another part I originally wanted to have. This was meant to be more lore to the story, or more to the creation of this nation, but I didn't get that far. There's parts of the walls that weren't finished. But yeah, you can see that it's literally right next to the village, so you can just look out onto the city. Now we're going to go quickly check out a good old secret that me and Skylar have in my nation, which is under a lounge section, which we're flying towards now, which this little lounge section, and there's a good old secret section here where this is what we called the fanfiction area, where we have our original first fanfic of the series, which was funny to make. And we have all these storage containers that I don't think I ever used for each out. So they'd be alphabetically ordered and all that. And yeah, we got Colin Paulson here, that was me, and Slendy Julius Torrento. So yeah, Skylar was helping out as well. But that's basically all I got for Bashtopia. We're gonna take one last look at the spawn section, where everyone first spawns before they are. I live the closest to it, so might as well show you. And yeah, this is basically the end of the tour, really. Like I said, if you want a longer tour or a more in-depth tour, I can live stream it. Just like down below, comment that you want it, and I'll do it for you. But with that, I'm pretty much done here. This is just the spawn. But I want to thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I plan to make another video soon. See you later.